Good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Come on in the room. I hope that you're all doing well. Today is Thursday. It is Thursday. Come on in the room. Come on in. Double tap and share as you come in the room. Double tap and share. Hey, Brayden. Good morning. How are you? Good morning, Jenny. Good morning, everyone. Come on in. Share the stream out. Let me do the same. Thank you for the daily heart me. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Good morning. Good morning, KKCM. Good morning. How are you? How are you doing? Hey, John. Good morning, Dave. Good morning, everyone. As you come in, double tap for me. Share the stream out. Let's get these numbers up. Let's get them up. Let's get them up. Let's get them up. Good morning to you all. All right. I'm going to share and then we'll get started, okay? Let's see. Let's see. Good morning. Oh, yes, I did. Yep. I slept until about 3:30. Yep, I did. I rested. I slept. And the kids were in school, so I was good. The house was quiet. And so here's the thing. I used to work overnight shift, let's see, three or 4 years ago, right? So my bedroom has always had those block-out curtains, right? So I had to reactivate those block-out curtains so it could look like nighttime in my room so I could fall asleep. But yeah, I got some rest. I did. Good morning, Teeks. Good morning, good morning, good morning. All right, awesome. I think I shared it. Yes, I did. Okay, great. Yes, I was prepared. Yep. Good morning, Liz. I was absolutely prepared. I was prepared. Hey, Eileen, good morning. Good morning, Patty. All right, great. Let's get started. Let's get into it. Yeah, let's get into it because I got to get back on the road after this live. I need to go order my daughter's birthday cake, and I have to go there when the baker is there because it's a specialty cake, and she's only there until like 1 o'clock today, so I have to try to get there before she leaves. I can't go to sleep because if I go to sleep, I will not wake up in time to catch her. I have final exam. Can't go study. I think I missed something that you said, Noon. Retype it. You have your final exam and you can't go study. Why can't you go study? Am I missing something? Thank you, Maria. Her birthday is on Sunday. So I got to go order this cake. I should have ordered it on Monday. What was I doing on Monday? I don't remember what I was doing on Monday. But I got to go order it today because the guy said you got to come tomorrow so that it'll be ready for Sunday. So I got to go order it. I have to. All right. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the room. Ooh, I did not connect my mouse. Let's do that. Good morning, Faulkner. Good morning. How are you? All right, let's jump right into our gratitude check-in. Good morning, everyone. If you're new here, I'm Anika V. Brown. Welcome to my virtual space. Go ahead and hit that follow button. I'm live here Mondays through Fridays, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Yes, so hit that follow button so you'll get the notification whenever I go live. All right, we're going places and we're doing major things and we're transforming our lives. We gather here. Let me pin this. We gather here to get strategy. Thank you, Patty. To get strategies, and we go out and we execute. So here's how we like to start our morning. We'd like to start our morning with a gratitude check-in. So go ahead and drop in the comments some things that you're absolutely grateful for today. Go ahead and drop in the comments some things that you are grateful for today. We do not complain. We do not sit around and complain. We find things to be grateful for in our lives, and we practice gratitude. Hey, Natalie, grateful for your dad. Awesome. Love it. Grateful for the big three. Love it. Love it. Love it. Yes, indeed. So again, we practice gratitude because it helps to keep us in a mindset of abundance. Grateful for waking up. I'm grateful for my family. And I'm grateful for going through school. Yeah. Yes, Brayden. Yes, indeed. Grateful for progress. Grateful for everything. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Again, we practice gratitude because it helps to keep us in the mindset of abundance. We are not complaining at all. Not at all. Grateful for all and another year on Sunday. Oh, that's right. Your birthday is on her birthday. That's right. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. I'm grateful for my business. Love it. Awesome. 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 I love it. I love it. I love it. Awesome. So again, we practice gratitude because it helps to keep us in a mindset of abundance. Now, our theme for this year is executive living. And with that theme, we have two mantras that we're walking through the year with. Mantra number 1, I am an effective executive over my life. I want you to type that in the comments. I am an effective executive over my life. I'm showing up. I am strategizing. I'm putting myself out there because there are some goals that I want to accomplish. I see you, Teeks. I see you. Yes, I am. I am a life coach. I am. Thank you, Francis. Thank you so much. Thank you. So yes, type in the comments, I am an effective executive over my life. There's no time and I could not make my parents proud, so I stopped. Okay, we're going to come back to that. Okay, Noon? I'm going to give you a chance. And I'll respond to that. Okay, so let's get through this and then I'll come back to what you were saying. All right, so mantra number 1, I am an effective executive over my life. Mantra number 2, I only exude executive energy. I'm focused, I'm disciplined, I'm organized. I only exude executive energy. I'm focused, I'm disciplined, I'm organized. I'm focused. I will not let every shiny thing pull me off track. I'm disciplined. I cannot allow my emotions to control me. Good morning, Malcolm. I got to get up and do what I have to do to get to where I'm trying to get to. All right. I'm organized. I can't be here, there, and everywhere and still become the person I'm working on becoming. Now that's too much distraction. So I have to stay organized, just doing the things that I got to do to get to where I'm trying to get to. All right. So the two mantras that we're walking through the year with, mantra number 1, I am an effective executive over my life. And mantra number 2, I only exude executive energy. I'm focused. I'm disciplined. I am organized. Yes, Noon. I can't be here. Yes, that's right. Can't be here, there, and everywhere and still become who you're working on becoming. Okay, so Noon, you said that you did not have time to study, so I can't study because I feel that there is no time and I could not make my parents proud, so I stopped. No time. So here's what I'll tell you when it comes to time, okay? Whenever your issue is time, if you're saying that you do not have time to study, what I will tell you is this: we only get 24 hours, okay? The billionaire, the millionaire, the person that is not doing so well financially, the person who doesn't have their life together, all of us, we only get 24 hours in the day. It is up to you to assess that 24 hours and see what can I take out of this 24 hours and put in time to study, because this means a lot to me. Okay? It's going to be up to you. If you want to get to where you're trying to get to, it's going to require sacrifice. I'll tell you that as well. It is going to require sacrifice. So, you saying you don't have enough time to study, in my book, that is considered an excuse. Okay? I'm coming from work, but building up my community is important to me. I was up all night, but showing up here is important to me. I will never tell you there's not enough hours in the day for me to get up and do what I have to do. I'm going somewhere and I'm taking you all along with me. Okay? So you got to decide, out of the 24 hours, what are you doing that you can take out and put in time for you to study? Because studying is going to get you to the destination that you're trying to get to. Another thing that I will ask you is this: are you studying for your parents or for yourself? Because if you're only doing it for them, that is why you're comfortable making that excuse. I want to make my parents proud. How about your personal desire for you to get ahead? Because if you're only doing it for them, when the road gets tough, you're going to give up. You're going to stop. You're going to stop. So you need to have some personal conviction about the studying that you're studying. Okay? So your studying should not be connected to a car, a house, piece of property. No. I want to build legacy. I want to change lives. I want to impact others, right? And I know that I have to study to do this. That's conviction. Okay? That is what conviction looks like. If I don't get this done, the lives that I want to impact, the contribution that I want to make to society, I can't do it if I don't study. So you need personal conviction. You got to identify what you're going to sacrifice, because success comes with sacrifice any way you take it. It comes with sacrifice. Okay? So you need to sit down today and think about, what are you doing the entire 24 hours? What can you take out and put in time for study if study is important to you? Okay? If it's important to you, and that this goes for anybody that's on here that's saying, oh, I don't have enough time to work on my goals. I don't have enough time to build it. I don't have enough time to write it. Then it doesn't mean anything to you. If it means something to you, you make time. You make time. There are 24 hours that all of us have been given. All of us. Okay? So you got to decide, is this thing something that I really want? Is it? What's the conviction around this thing that I want to accomplish? Okay? All right. Awesome. I hope that helped somebody. I hope it did. But getting ahead comes with sacrifice. You cannot sit back and say, there's not enough time. I don't have time to do it, because you're going to say that and it'll be 5 years down the road. You're going to be upset with yourself that you did not make the time to get it done. Okay? Okay, it did? Okay, great, great, great. I feel I have time, but I can't do a step from studying. I know why this is taking me. Okay, so if there's some deep issues that you got to work on, please work on it. Okay? Work on those deep issues. Okay. Hey, Nelson. Good morning. How are you? How you doing, Nelson? All right. Let's pray. Let's pray, because I got to catch this baker. Because if I don't order the cake, my daughter is going to be so mad at me. Okay? Let's get through this. I sacrifice sleep and time. Spend on my kids' sport. I have to sow into myself. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. You got to figure out, what are you going to sacrifice so that you can get ahead? Okay? And there's some things that you're going to have to give up for a season, and so that you can get ahead, and then you can pick it back up. So you got to assess and see what your schedule looks like. What can you put to the side for right now while you study? Okay? All right, great. Let's pray. Then we'll get into the affirmations. Let's do that. We're going to pray the 23rd Psalm really quickly. Let's do that. I'm going to pray for all of us, and you're going to type in the comments, amen. It says that you agree with the prayer. All right, here we go. The Lord is our shepherd, we shall not want. He makes us to lie down in green pastures. He leads us beside still waters. He restores our souls. He leads us in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though we walk through the valley of the shadow of death, we will fear no evil, for thou art with us. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort us. Thou preparest a table before us in the presence of our enemies. Thou anointest our heads with oil, our cups run over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our lives, and we will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Amen, amen, and amen. All right, surely, without a doubt, goodness and mercy shall follow us all the days of our lives. Yes, thank y'all so much for typing amen. All right, let's get into our affirmations. For those of you who are new here, you can find the affirmations right here in the front of my new book, Leadership Cheat Code. You can find the affirmations in the front. Okay, so what I'm about to read, get you a copy of the book so you can follow along with us. If you want a copy of this book, just message me the word book, and I will get you the information as to how you can get your copy. Okay? All right, great. Awesome. Let's work through these affirmations. I'm going to read through them. You're going to repeat them to yourself, and then you're going to type in the comments, I agree with that. Okay, here we go. I'm capable. I am responsible. I am grateful. I am focused on growth. I control my attitude. I am authentically me everywhere I go. I am worthy of God's best for me. I am patient with myself. I am patient with others. I have compassion for myself, and I have compassion for others. I embrace positive thinking. I welcome abundance and prosperity into my life. I am courageous and I have peace. I forgive myself and I forgive others. My spirit is renewed. My mind is free. I have a success mindset. I have a clear vision. I am a discipline builder. I am accountable to my goals. I am innovative. I am influential. I am a winner. I am healed and whole. Today I choose peace. Today I choose joy. Today I choose faith. And today I choose to flourish. I give myself permission to be successful. I give myself permission to take up space. I give myself permission to live my dreams. I give myself permission to win. I am a visionary. I see beyond my present. I think beyond limitations. I create the future. Nothing is impossible for me. I can have it. I can build it. I can become it. I can overcome it. I can recover. I can write it. I can launch it. I can buy it. Nothing is impossible for me. I can start over and still win. I can become that person I see in my head. I can launch the business. Nothing is impossible for me. I want you to stay in that headspace, okay? As you're pursuing your big goals, I want you to stay right there. Nothing is impossible for me. I can have it. I can become it. I can overcome it. Yes, Teeks, absolutely. Yes, indeed. I can start over and still win. Nothing is impossible for me. Thank y'all for typing I agree. Yes, you can and you will. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, great. So here are your need to knows. For those of you who are new here, you may not know it, but I do have a mentorship program to help those of you who are struggling to accomplish your life goals. Maybe you're struggling with some procrastination and you're very serious about this year, getting things off the ground, getting moving and accomplishing those goals that you've had for multiple years now. You got to get enrolled in the Action Accelerator, which is my mentorship program. We do have a live strategy session that is coming up this Saturday. If you want to be in the room with us, you're going to message me the word mentor. All right. You're going to message me the word mentor. If you're ready to learn time management skills, you want to learn how to set proper goals, not just say, I want this or I want to accomplish this, but set a goal. If you want to know how to map out your life vision so that you can execute it, you're going to message me the word mentor, and I'm going to send you some details as to how you can work with me. All right. For those of you who are looking to get into coaching and mentorship, you want to build up your platform and start inspiring and helping others, there's a free training on the link in my bio. I want you to go to the link in my bio and go through that free training, okay? Go through that free training. We need more coaches and mentors. We absolutely do. So if that's you and you're interested in becoming a coach or a mentor, go check out the free training on the link in my bio so it will help you to get off ground zero. Okay? All right. Awesome. Tonight is our group counseling session. Excited. I'm so excited about tonight. All right. So tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern time, we will be in our group counseling session. Now, this is not a live stream. Okay? It's in a private room so that we can discuss sensitive matters, okay? If you want to be a part of our group counseling session tonight, message me the word counseling and I'll get you the login details so you can be on the call with us, okay? All right, so that's tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Our group counseling session will be in session. So message me the word counseling. I'll get you the login details for that, all right? On the ministry side of things, for summer, our Give Back initiative is 4 weeks of financial mentorship for mothers. So if you're a mom or you know a mom that could benefit from financial mentorship, registration is open right now. Right now, we only have about a week left before our first session. So if you're a mom or you know a mom that could benefit from financial mentorship, please message me the word mom. I'll get you the registration form. You can fill that out and then I'll get you the details to join us in those sessions for next month. Okay. All right. So that's our give back for summer. It's 4 weeks of financial mentorship for mothers. So tag a mom, pull a mom in the room, send me the word mom so I can get you all the details and you can be in the room with us. Okay. All right. I think that is it. If you have any questions for me, feel free to send me a message and I will be happy to answer any questions that you may have. All right. All right. Awesome. Hey, Becky, how are you? How are you doing? Okay, let's get into the word of the day. Let's do that. Let's jump right into the word of the day. All right, so today we're talking about forgiveness. We're on page 96. We're talking about forgiveness today. We're on page 96 of Leadership Cheat Code. I'm doing well, Becky. I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking. So we're talking about forgiveness. Yes, the word of the day is forgiveness, and we're on page 96 of Leadership Cheat Code. Okay, let's talk about forgiveness. Let's do that. Let's talk about forgiveness. Let's do that. Let me give you all some time to find the page. So for those of you who want a copy of the book so you can follow along with us, you're going to message me the word book. Okay? It works better when you have the book so you can follow along with us. All right, so if you want a copy, message me the word book. Okay? Here on my lip. There we go. Let me pin this. There you go. So if you want a copy of the book so you can follow along with us, you're going to message me the word book. Use that little orange box. It has an arrow in it. And you're going to message me so I can send you the information as to how to get your copy. Okay? All right, let's talk about forgiveness. Emotional intelligence in motion. That's what it is, right? That's what it is. Hey, Heart of Gold, good morning. How are you? So, forgiveness is one of the hardest things to practice. It is one of the hardest things to practice. Not because we're incapable, but because it often feels unfair, right? Somebody do something to you and you're like, I'm not going to forgive them because this whole situation is unfair. I did not deserve it. I was a good person to them, right? I helped them out. I made ways for them. I opened doors for them and they did this to me. I'm not going to forgive them. That's what we say, right? So it's not that we're incapable, but because it often feels unfair. Yes, it's very hard. It's a hard thing to do. You got to work your way up to it. You got to work your way up to it. So yes, I know that it feels unfair, but forgiveness isn't about fairness. It's about freedom. So this whole teaching is about shifting your perspective when it comes to forgiveness, right? So it's not about fairness, it's about freedom. Forgiveness is not saying what happened was okay. It's saying what happened will no longer control me. Okay? So freedom and not fairness. Because a lot of times it's not going to be fair. You played nice, you were good to them. You played nice, you were good to them, and they did what they did, right? So it's not about fairness, it's more about freedom. My friend has said, please slow down. You got to keep showing up so your ears will adjust to the speed at which I speak, okay? All right, I'm reading from a manuscript. So if I read slow, you're going to fall asleep. So just keep showing up. Your ears will adjust to the speed at which I speak. Okay, thank you so much for being here. All right, now in the journey of leadership and personal growth, forgiveness is emotional reset. Yes, it's emotional reset, the emotional reset button that allows you to move from pain to power. Now, I've been thinking that it's coming up on due time for us to go through our healing streak again, right? So pretty soon I'm gonna call for that. We're gonna do another 30 days of healing, right? Healing from resentment, healing from the survival mode thing that we tend to default to. So pretty soon I'm gonna call for another 30 days of healing, okay? All right, because we're like halfway through the year already. So pretty soon, so just be on the lookout for that. We're going to do another 30 days of healing. Okay? All right. So again, forgiveness is the emotional reset button that allows you to move from pain to power. Yes. Okay. Great. Yeah. So I'm going to call for another 30 days of healing because I know the whole 6 months, well, almost 6 months of the year, we've seen a lot and experienced a lot. So it's necessary that we pause and focus on some healing for a little bit. Okay, so I will call for that soon. So just be on the lookout for it. Okay, all right. Now let's unpack what forgiveness really means, why it's essential for emotional intelligence and leadership, and how to apply it practically for your personal and professional life. Another community fast as well. Definitely. Life was lifing. Yes, I know. So we gotta make a pause and then go through this. And I'll definitely work in another time of fasting as well, Miss Gloria. I will put that in. All right. So by definition, forgiveness is the conscious decision to release resentment. It's so hard for me to forgive fully because I still have slight resentment towards them. And I understand that, Lexi, it is difficult for all of us. But the thing that we have to challenge ourselves is the fact that we want to be free, right? We want to be free, and resentment does not allow you to be free. And when you're holding on to unforgiveness, you're giving them control over you. So every time they walk in the room, your mood gets adjusted. So it's like they have the remote control to you, but you want to be free, right? So your desire to be free has to be more than the resentment that you have towards them. Okay? So we don't want them to control us. We want to be free. And the only way to be free is through forgiveness. You know what? I let it go. What they did to me was wrong, but I'm letting it go because I don't want every time I see them, there is this burning internally and I'm upset and I get thrown off my game. Because you got to think about it. Say one day you have this really big meeting, right? Something that is important and you've been working all this time on it to get this opportunity. Then you see the person. All of a sudden, your emotions are all over the place and you're upset and you can't do a proper presentation. That is going to affect something that you've been working on for a very long time. So that's why your desire to be free has to be stronger than holding on to whatever pain or hurt that they cause you. Because we don't want another human being having so much control over us that they can walk in the room and totally shift how you feel about yourself, how you feel about the things that you're working on, the things that you're building. We don't want that. Okay? So your desire to be free has to be stronger than the resentment that you feel against them. Okay? So that's where I want you to put your headspace when it comes to forgiving someone else. You know what? I want to be free. I want to feel light within myself because that resentment is heavy on you. It's heavy on you. It may not feel like a physical backpack, but it is heavy on you. But the day that you make the decision that I'm going to totally let go of what they did to me, you're going to feel much lighter. Okay? So it's about freedom and not fairness, because it won't always be fair. It won't. Is it okay to forgive someone but not allow them back into your life? Absolutely. 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 And I would dare to say that you can forgive them even without a conversation. Because if it's someone that you recognize that they haven't changed, they're still the same deceitful, lying, just negativity, like you can't reason with them, you have to forgive them even without a conversation. Okay? Even without a conversation, if you recognize that they're still the same person, they haven't changed, if you recognize that you cannot have a proper conversation with them because they still don't see what they did wrong, you just make the decision, because again, it is a decision. I am making a decision to forgive them and let them go. I don't have to have a conversation with them. I don't have to. Because if I know ahead of time that the conversation isn't going anywhere, they don't think that they did anything wrong to me, they can't see how they wronged me, it's like a waste of energy to try to have a conversation with them. So you can make the decision, I'm going to forgive and I'm going to let it go. Okay? Right. It's not for them. It is for you. So you can forgive somebody for hurting you or taking advantage of you without even having a conversation with them. Because again, it's a personal decision that you're making. Okay? Okay? And sometimes having a conversation is just going to reopen old wounds. And now your healing is set back because here you are. The person does not see that they did anything wrong. And you're feeling even more hurt, right? And more resentment is building up. So that just defeated the whole goal that you were going for. So sometimes you're going to have to forgive people without even having a conversation with them. So you're just making a decision. I forgive. I'm letting it go. It's not worth my time, not worth my energy. It's not worth me getting sick over, because you will get sick. Resentment affects your heart. It does. Resentment affects your heart, and you'll be going to the doctor complaining and the doctor can't find anything, but it's because of what you're holding on to that's telling you that you're sick. Okay? So we don't want to do that. You can forgive them even without a conversation. If it's someone that's open to talking, and they're open to seeing how you feel, how whatever they did cause you to feel, then okay, you can have the conversation. All right? All right. Great, great, great. So again, by definition, forgiveness is a conscious decision to release resentment or anger towards a person, a situation, or even yourself. This is a big part of forgiveness. Self-forgiveness is a major part. Major part, because there are a lot of people that are stuck in a place because they can't forgive themselves for a mistake that they made 5 years ago, 10 years ago. But self-forgiveness is a part of the definition. So even self, regardless of whether you believe it is deserved or not, you're still going to forgive. Okay? Forgiveness does not mean reconciliation or forgetting. No, you're not going to forget. And no, it doesn't mean that you get back close like peas in a pod. No, it doesn't mean that. Okay? It means releasing. I'm making the decision to release you. I'm making the decision to forgive you. Okay? So it means releasing. You can forgive without re-entering toxic spaces. You can. Now, in leadership and personal growth, unforgiveness is like an emotional debt that you're holding on to. It keeps you paying interest on a past that no longer serves your future. Now, how do you pay? You may be wondering, how do I pay? How am I paying interest on my past? You pay with anger. That anger that you feel inside of you, you're paying with that. That's the cost. That's a price. You're paying with anger, with tormented thoughts, because you keep replaying what they did, how they did it. You keep replaying that. So tormented thoughts, okay? With emotional highs and lows. This moment you're good, you're happy. Next moment, something that reminds you of them pops up, and then you're low. So emotional highs and lows. That's how you pay. That's all interest you pay on forgiveness. So you got to settle with the fact that forgiveness is not weakness. It's emotional intelligence in motion. Okay? All right. Great. So the cost of unforgiveness. Unforgiveness creates invisible barriers that limits your potential. It affects your focus. It does. Yes, settle the debt. Oh my God. Listen, that will preach all by itself. Settle the debt. Oh my God, I love it. I love it. Settle the debt. That is a message for somebody. Settle the debt. Because you're going to keep paying interest on that debt and it's not benefiting you. Right? There's some good debts and there's some bad debts. Settle the bad debts. Settle it. All right? That'll preach all by itself. You just preached on here. She said, settle the debt. Settle the debt. Do it. Okay? So again, unforgiveness creates invisible barriers that limits your potential. It affects your focus, your creativity, your decision making, and your emotional availability as well. So here are the consequences. Here are the consequences of holding on. Emotional fatigue is experienced, right? Holding on to grudges, it drains your mental energy. It does. Another thing, distorted perspective. You begin to view new experiences through old pain. Oh, this person reminds me of that one that hurt me yesteryear, so I can't connect with this person because they do something the same way that an old person in my life did it. We've all done that at some point. We can't do that. So distorted perspective. So if you operate like that, you're going to repel your blessings. You're going to repel opportunities. Okay? You see how dangerous unforgiveness is? Very dangerous. It's also emotional strain. It creates emotional strain. Trust and collaboration weakens when resentment leads. You resent the person or you resent somebody that is connected to the whole situation, and now you can't collaborate because there's no trust there. You can't work together. It's hard to trust if you're engulfed with resentment. Nothing can be built without trust. Can't. And the fourth thing, it stalls your growth. It does. You can't lead forward while mentally anchored backwards. So that old thing of yesterday, you're anchored to it because you refuse to let it go. You can't move forward. And even if you do, it's like a leash, right? You have a certain distance that you can walk, and then that thing snatch you back. So you have to make a decision to let it go. Let it go. Because if you're living life and you find like, okay, I can take 5 steps forward, but all of a sudden something always happened and it pulls me back. Assess to see if there's any resentment there, any unforgiveness that you're walking around, and it just will not allow you to grow. You got to sit down and think about it. Who am I holding on to? What situation am I still upset about? That every time I try to grow, I try to move forward, that thing just snatched me back to my past. You're still anchored to something in your past. So you really need to sit down and assess and see, okay, what am I holding on to? Why can't I grow? Why can't I move forward? You're holding on to something. Something keeps snatching you back. So you got to assess and see and make the decision to release it. Okay? Make that decision. For those of you who are just coming in the room, we're reading from my new book, Leadership Cheat Code. And we're talking about forgiveness on page 96, 97, and 98. Okay? If you want a copy of the book, you're going to message me the word book. Okay? You're going to message me the word book if you want a copy so you can follow along with us. Now, unforgiveness doesn't keep others stuck. It keeps you stuck. Hey, Trini Born, can you send it to me in a message? Use that little orange box next to where you just typed the word book. Use that little orange box so I can respond to you once I get off the live, okay? So use that little orange box with the arrow to communicate with me, because I won't be able to respond to the comment. That's why I'm asking for a message. Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, great. Where are we? So unforgiveness doesn't keep the other person stuck. It keeps you stuck. You cannot build a future. You cannot build a future with your emotional energy tied to what happened yesterday or yesteryear. It just won't work. It won't work. Okay? Who or what do you need to release? Yeah, so that you can go to your next level. You got to think about it. Who or what do you need to release so that you can move to your next level without delays? You want to get to your next level without the emotions of yesterday stopping you or blocking your growth. So you got to figure out who or what do you need to forgive. And again, self-forgiveness is a part of that. If you're still holding on to a mistake that you made, that is going to limit your growth as well. Because every time an opportunity comes up, you're going to remember that mistake that you made. And you're going to disqualify yourself. So that will block your growth. So if it's you that made the mistake, you have to forgive yourself. Okay? Some of you are new here. You never heard my story about why I put these things up on the wall. It has nothing to do with all those who come in my comments and talk about them, right? Nothing to do with that. This is a part of my healing process because I was in a state where I never celebrated myself because of a mistake that I made, that I was still holding myself to, right? So I never put my certificates on the wall. I never even went to my graduations. I graduated nursing school and I never went to the graduation. I booked a flight and I went back home. So it was very hard for me to celebrate myself because I was still holding myself to a mistake that I made years ago. So what I'm teaching you is not from just reading a book. It's from experience. Okay? All right? So you can limit your growth because you have not forgiven yourself for a mistake that you made. And every time an opportunity comes up, you keep replaying what you did, the mistake that you made, and you're disqualifying yourself. You keep shutting down the opportunities because you're saying, well, I made this mistake some years ago, so I don't even want to try anything like that again. No, you got to forgive yourself. Make a decision today to forgive yourself. Okay? Yes, experience is powerful. So after I worked through forgiving myself for a mistake that I made, I decided to hang them on the wall because they were all in boxes packed away, right? I made the decision to hang them on the wall. This is me forgiving myself for making a mistake, right? Right? So that is all a part of my healing process. It has nothing to do with what people get on here and say. So it's for me because I'm forgiving me for something that I did. So you got to forgive yourself. Okay? All right, let's touch on the psychology of forgiveness. Let's touch on that really quickly. So forgiveness begins in the mind before it settles in your heart, right? The mental framework for forgiveness is this. Thank you, Malcolm. You got to recognize that you're holding on to hurt or resentment. So that's the first thing you got to do. Recognize that you're holding on to hurt or resentment. Then you got to view the experience as a lesson, not just a loss. Okay, I learned something from this. Though that thing was very painful, it really taught me some lessons that I would not have learned had that thing not happened. Now, I'm not excusing what they did to me or how they hurt me, but there were some lessons. I learned how to stand up for myself. I learned how to advocate, right? I learned how to defend my work. What they did wasn't right, but I'm viewing this experience as a lesson. So that's the second thing that you're going to do. View it as a lesson and not a loss. The third thing, understand that hurt people often hurt people. And it's not a cliche, but it is a fact. And this will make it easier to let go when you acknowledge that the person who hurt you was hurting. And not that it's right, but the facts still remain. Hurt people hurt people. And I've experienced that in my life. And I had to make the decision that, you know what, that person was hurting. I'm not excusing what they did to me, but they were hurting. And that was the only way they knew how to express themselves. Right? So you got to acknowledge that fact. You got to acknowledge it. And then the fourth thing, you got to make a decision. Forgiveness isn't a feeling. It is a choice that produces healing over time. Okay? Because you may say, okay, I'm going to forgive them. But later on today, you see them and you feel that feeling. It's going to take time. Okay? So don't give up on yourself like, oh, I'm not healing because I said I was going to forgive them. I saw them today and it just brought up that feeling again. Give yourself time. Healing is going to occur over time. So every day you're going to wake up and say, you know what? I make the decision to forgive them today. I'm forgiving them today. Okay? So over time, you will heal from whatever happened. All right? Okay, great. So forgiveness doesn't minimize what happened. It maximizes your ability to move forward with clarity and peace. Forgiveness does not excuse behavior. It ends your suffering. The suffering that comes from whatever happened. That's what it does. It ends your suffering. Okay? So here's how you're going to practice forgiveness. Here's how you're going to do it. First thing you got to do is acknowledge what happened. You can't forgive what you won't confront. You got to identify exactly what hurt you, not just who hurt you, because a lot of time we'll focus on the who hurt us instead of what exactly hurt you. Is it what they said? Maybe they mispronounce your name or they shouted, their tone of voice was too loud, right? And it is the tone of voice itself that hurt you because it brought back a memory of maybe you had a dad that yelled at you a lot and it brought back that memory, or maybe your mom used to talk to you in a certain tone and you didn't like it. So you have to identify what hurt you, not just who hurt you. Okay? Because what we want to do is get to the root of this thing. Get to the root of this thing. So it's not just about who hurt you, but what hurt you. Is it what they said? Is it how they said it? Is it what they did or how they responded to you, or the fact that they didn't respond to you and now you feel like they're rejecting you or they're dismissing you, and that is what hurt you, not necessarily the person, right? Hey, Christian, we're talking about forgiveness today. That's what we're talking about. Yes, what hurt you. So not just who hurt you, but what exactly hurt you, because we want to get to the root of this thing. Okay? So is it what they said? Is it how they said it? Is it what they did? Is it how they responded or their lack of response? You got to really identify what exactly hurt you, not just who hurt you. Okay? And you're going to be honest about your emotional response. Again, did I get out of pocket because what they did reminded me of something from my past? So you got to pay attention to your emotional response. Okay? Because at the end of the day, that's the only thing you can control. You cannot control people. You can't. You can't control others. You can't control the way they talk. You can't control the things that they do. The only thing you can control is you. Is you. So be honest about your emotional response. All right? Okay, second thing, decide to release. So forgiveness, again, is a choice you make, and sometimes daily, because healing occurs over time. Right? Release your right to revenge and resentment. Yes, you have the right to get back at them because they did you wrong, but you're going to release that right. I'm not going to go after them. I'm not. I won't go after them. Okay? Okay? All right. Great, great, great. Third thing, separate the lesson from the experience. Don't let the situation define your entire story. Don't let it define your entire story. This is just a moment in time, a phase in my life. This is not the final say all, the final destination. No, it's not. It's just a moment in time. I'm going to outlive this. All right? Okay, so you're going to ask yourself, what did this thing teach me about boundaries, about trust, about growth? So you got to learn how to separate the lesson from the experience. Okay? Hey, Jasper, how are you? Good morning to you. Number 4, forgive yourself too. Forgive yourself too. Okay? Many people extend grace to others, but stay imprisoned by self-blame. Self-forgiveness is part of maturity. It is. Because we're all going to make mistakes. We're all going to make decisions based on a limited amount of information that we have at the time. You're good. Great, great, great. So you have to forgive yourself. Yes, it does. It moves you forward. Absolutely. Absolutely. So just recognize that you made a decision with the knowledge and the capacity that you had at the time. So forgive yourself. All right? Forgive yourself. And then the 5th thing, set boundaries. For those of you who are just coming in, we're reading from my new book, Leadership Cheat Code. If you want a copy of the book, message me the word book so I can get you the instructions how you can get your copy, okay? So the 5th thing, set boundaries and not bitterness. Set boundaries and not bitterness. Forgiveness doesn't mean you have to re-engage. Create boundaries that protect your peace while keeping your heart clear and free. Okay? And this is where we close this out. Forgiveness is not an event that you do one time and then that's it. No, it's a discipline that you have to cultivate. I am making the decision. This is something that I do in my personal life. I've made the decision that even when they wrong me, because I don't want to be imprisoned, I am going to forgive them. Now, with the forgiveness, I'm going to set up boundaries. Let me do that puzzle. With that forgiveness, because since I've settled that, you know what? Doesn't matter what they do to me, I'm going to forgive them. With that, I have to now put boundaries in place. What are the boundaries that I have to put in place to safeguard me staying in a place where my heart is clear because I'm making a decision to forgive people, right? I'm going to make sure that I don't open up too soon. I don't trust too soon. Like, really evaluate the situation in totality, not just, oh, they smiled at me, not just, oh, they greeted me every morning, so that makes it good and we're best friends. No, no. Put some boundaries in place, okay? Because we're making a decision to live in a space where we cultivate forgiveness. Doesn't matter who did it, how they did it, why they did it. I am forgiving you. But with that forgiveness, I am putting some boundaries in place. Okay? Hey, Maxwell, how are you? Thank you. Okay, so you got to put some boundaries in place. We don't want to live in prison, but we don't want to give everybody full access to us and to our possessions, right? So put some boundaries in place. All right, great. I'm going to leave it at that. Again, we were on page 96, 97, and 98 of Leadership Cheat Code. If you want a copy of this book, you're going to message me the word book. Okay? Message me the word book and I'll send you the details how you can get your copy. So today, the word of the day is forgiveness. Forgiveness. We're making a decision to forgive them because we don't want to be imprisoned by whatever the situation was. Okay? And forgiveness does not mean reconciliation. It doesn't. You can make a decision to forgive and not go back like a peas in a pod. That's the example I like to use. You know, peas in a pod. You want the book? Message me the word book. Okay? Message me the word book. Somebody asked the definition. You want me to read the definition for you? Here's the definition that I went with. Forgiveness is the conscious decision to release resentment or anger towards a person, a situation, or yourself, regardless of whether you believe it is deserved or not. Crystal, message me, okay, so I can send you the details for the book. My toes can heal now. Very good message. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to step on your toes. I just want to help us all to grow. That's it. I just want to help us all to grow. All right? All right. Great, great, great. So for those of you who are putting book in the comments, please send me a message. Send me a message with the word book. Medicine for the soul. Absolutely. Absolutely. So send me a message with the word book and I'll let you know how you can get your copy. Okay? All right, great. Let's make some declarations. Then I gotta go. I gotta go catch this baker so I can order my daughter's cake. All right? So we're going to work through the declarations. The declarations are also in the book as well. They're right here. So what I'm about to go through, they're right here. Okay? Let me pin this comment really quickly. There we go. That's where the replay will be. For those of you who want to catch the replay, or you know somebody that really needs some help in the area of forgiveness, you're going to share this video with them. So you can go to my YouTube or my Facebook and share the video with them. Somebody that you know who's struggling to forgive somebody else or some situation, and you recognize that their lives is on pause because they are not sure how to forgive. Okay? Is there such a thing as forgiving too quickly? I would say, like I said just now, that I have made a decision to forgive anyone that treats me incorrectly because I don't want to be in prison. So if you're putting a timeline on how soon to forgive, that means all of that time spent within that timeline, you're being controlled by them, right? You're being controlled by them because if they show up in the room and you haven't forgiven them, for sure something is going to stir up on the inside of you. I send you a message about the book. Okay, great, great, great. Awesome. All right. Yeah. So if you're putting a timeline on how soon to forgive someone, you account that time that you're setting, you are building up all of this resentment within you. It can affect your heart. One thing that I know is that a heart attack can happen just like this, just like that. So if you're holding up somebody in your heart, right, and all of this resentment and all of this anger towards them for what they're doing, that's risking your life in that space of time that you're setting to forgive them. It's risking your health, right? It's causing mental torment. So you got to decide, do I want to go through 6 months of all of this resentment building up inside of me, or am I just going to make the decision today, assess the whole situation? Here's what happened. Here's how I feel about it. But you know what? I'm making a decision today to let it go. So I think it's best you focus the time that you have allotted on healing. Because in the moment that you say, I'm going to forgive them, you don't release everything immediately, but every day you wake up one day at a time. You know what? I'm forgiving them. I'm making the decision to forgive them today. You see them walking in the hallway and you're okay because you've made the decision. You know what? I'm forgiving them. I'm not walking around with any bitterness, any hurt, any resentment against them. I am forgiving them because I want to be free. I don't want them to stop me from growing. Okay? All right. So when it comes to time to forgive someone, you also have to consider how you're risking your mental health and your physical health in that time block that you have set. Okay? Yes, it does keep you in bondage. It does. So if you're going to set a time limit for when you will forgive somebody, just know that within that time, you're also hurting yourself. Okay? All right, great. Let's make these declarations and then I've got to go. So again, we will be in our group counseling tonight. For those of you who really want some help with your emotions, get in a room tonight. I'm sure you can shoot a question over and Miss Jenny will be happy to help you in whatever way she can. She always makes room for you to ask your questions. So if you want to get in a room tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern time, just message me the word counseling and I'll send you the login details so that you can be in the room with us tonight, okay? 7 p.m. Eastern time, we'll be in our group counseling session. So if you want to be in the room, send me a message. I'll get you the login details so you can join us. You can put your question in the chat and I'm sure she'll be happy to answer as best as she can. All right, awesome. Let's make some declarations, then I've got to go. We know that life and death lies in the power of the tongue. Yes, it is. It's on Zoom. Yes, so message me if you want the login details for that, okay? For those of you who want to be in the room, just send me a message and I'll get you the login details. All right. Okay, great. Awesome. So let's decree. I'm going to decree for all of us and you're going to type in the comments, I agree with that. All right, so here we go. I decree that the Lord is blessing us and keeping us in all our ways. I decree that his face and his favor is shining upon us and giving us peace. I decree that we're healthy and strong in body, mind, and spirit. I decree that we're well balanced in every area of our lives. I decree that we're blessed coming and going. I decree that our storehouse, our savings, our checking, our investment accounts are blessed with abundance and overflow. I decree that we're blessed with clear direction and a disciplined life. I decree that the rain of abundance, favor, and goodness is falling on us. I decree that we're blessed with success, with prosperity and provision. I decree that we walk today in faith and expectancy with results. I decree that we're empowered to prosper in our walk with the Lord. I decree that God's grace is giving us speed and acceleration in all that we do. I decree things of great value is coming our way today. I decree that the Lord is amplifying our voices and perfecting our gifts. I decree that God is connecting us to great men and giving us strategic kingdom opportunities. I decree that we are victorious in life. And that is how we program a productive and a successful day. So now our mindset and our intentions are set for today. And we understand that anything is possible when you have the right mindset and the will to do what you say you're going to do. So forgive. Identify the situations or the person person that you need to forgive and make the decision to forgive them. Okay? It's not about fairness. It is about freedom. Okay? Not fairness, but freedom. All right? So, take the day on again with faith and expectancy. Expect good things. Expect answered prayers. Expect promotion and increase. Anything is possible. All right? So, I'll see some of you tonight. For those of you who want to work with me, send me a message. If you want the login details for tonight, send me a message. The replay will be on my YouTube channel. I am The Productivity Coach on YouTube. I'm Anika V. Brown on Facebook. So connect with me there. I will upload this replay there so you can have it to rewatch it or share it with someone else. All right. Thank you, Patty. Thank you so much. All right, have an amazing day. I'll see some of you tonight. The rest of you I'll see in the morning. Same time, same place. Bye for now.